Hey, everybody.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
Hola, señores. Vamos a cocinar. Okay.
Good.
I don't know. You're Spanish. Let's hear
My
it.
Spanish, you don't
It's your
want to hear
turn.
it. Yo no sé.
I haven't taught you anything. Come on. Vamos, señor. Okay.
Today is, I can't say it. I was trying to say hora bueno. No, that's good now.
Those are Spanish.
Hora
words.
bueno.
Tortilla. No, we're not making a tortilla. We're making a
We are making a paella
paella.
and a flan, which has been pre-made, and you're going to see the results of that, and it's pretty fantastic.
Well,
I just said it with an accent.
we shall see. I actually have never made a flan until today, so I'm not feeling super confident about it.
It looks good.
If you go on to the website, you'll see all these recipes that we're attempting. And so, yeah, let's get to it.
Let's go.
You ready?
Let's go. I'm ready.
I'm not quite sure what's going to happen here. This is going to be interesting. We are going to, here, do you want to come over here? Here, you stand right
good.
here. I'm going to give you, here, do you want me to, I'll do this one because I'll give you the smaller
Very good.
job. So paella is, as you know, a really traditional Spanish dish. When I was 17, I was an exchange student for a year in Madrid. I lived with a beautiful Spanish family, and I'm still really good friends with them. They've been family to me ever since. Remember Maria?
Ah, yes.
How
Sí.
could we forget Maria?
Es muy bonita.
Es muy bonita. Y canta muy bien. She sings really pretty too. And so my Spanish mother, Mama, as of course I called her, she taught me quite a few things. I wish I would have paid better attention, but today I'm going to give it a try. Anyway, it's been a long time since I've made paella. A few key ingredients are the rice. It's good to get a medium grain rice. I know we always hear a lot about long grain rice here, but they used either a medium grain or even better, a short grain. I don't know if you even saw anything like that.
I didn't see short. I was sent on the shopping trip yesterday. It took me about 7 hours to find all the weird stuff like pepitas and
What else? Well, they love their seafood. Typically, that's one way to make a typical Spanish traditional paella, but we're going to do it with another typical way, which is with chicken, pollo,
pollo y
and
chorizo,
chorizo. Muy
which I
bien.
thought was cheese. So I went to the cheese department at Wegmans and was looking everywhere for chorizo because it starts with a CH, and I assumed it was cheese.
Not chorizo.
No.
Yeah, but chorizo, it gives it a lot of flavor. And so the other very important spice that is in paella is called saffron. And saffron is it actually looks red. Here, I'll show it to you.
Yeah, you'd think it would look yellow because saffron is thought of as yellow.
Well, it kind of gives a yellow cast once it cooks down. This is actually from Spain that I bought when I was there. And it's actually the most valuable spice in the world. It's so expensive. If you ever try to buy this stuff, it wasn't as expensive in Spain. They cultivate it from a flower called the saffron crocus, and it's like the little threads that come off of the flower, and they're kind of a crimson red color. And when they cook down into the broth, and then the broth goes into the rice, it makes it a beautiful yellow color, almost as yellow as the... So when you think of Spanish rice, you think of yellow rice, right?
You do.
But that's why you get that color.
And you can buy fake saffron, but it's not as good, of course.
That is good.
I don't know what they call it.
Well, let's get started. We're gonna, we have a special pan today. You want to see our special
This
pan?
pan is
It's kind of-
amazing.
Kind of cool, actually. Dun, 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 dun. Isn't
It's
that
huge. It's
massive?
huge. It
I don't
takes
know
up-
if you can really, get the full effect.
It's actually 17 inches across, and it's sitting next to, dwarfing it in comparison, is
Here's our flan.
the flan, which I don't want to tip it because it hasn't set completely, I don't think.
Well, so Actually, this is for an actual dinner Bob is having tonight.
Yeah, I'm having some friends over and just decided to make it a theme, and Spanish was the theme.
I don't know, how did we get inspired? I'm not sure.
You started babbling about different Spanish dishes, and it sounded good. The first thing she said was to get this wine.
Oh.
Which is a very, I've seen this many
what I thought at
times.
first.
This is to pair with the dinner, and a really,
Campo
really
Viejo Rioja.
fantastic clerk at Wegmans and Wine said, "Are you having paella by any chance?" And she told me that this pairs with paella, and Linda can pronounce it for you.
Well, Manastral Barrica, but I've never heard of it, honestly. And Consentido. I'm not sure.
She was just adamant that I buy this bottle because she says it pairs so well with paella. So if you want that for a suggestion, you can check out the label there. Mm-hmm. Consentido.
Consentido. Oh, that was good.
Consentido.
That was very good. Okay, so we're going to start by... Do you want me to do the chopping or do you want to do it?
Why don't you start on the rice? And
Okay.
do I chop this into the chorizo?
You can cut those in half. Let's see if we can.
Okay.
Everybody.
And as you can see, it's very, it looks like giant slices of pepperoni. And it's very fragrant and in a spicy good way. And it's kind of like flayed it out so I could see how much I was getting here. But now I'm going to kind of stack it back together to cut it more evenly.
Just to be clear, I asked Bob if he wanted me to talk him through this before we did it, and he said no. Just teach me on the way. So this is truly...
Well, that
On
way
the
you can
fly
hear it.
class.
I figured there'll be better explanations.
If you really don't know what you're doing. Then I'm just cutting up an onion to put into the pan. We're going to cook this up with some paprika, salt and pepper, olive oil. But before we do that, we have to cook up the chorizo. So Bob's cutting that up.
And just an FYI, for this one pan, I just bought 1/4 pound of the chorizo, and it's plenty for the pan.
Oh, really? That's 1/4 pound?
This is 1/4
Oh
pound.
gosh, honey, watch that.
I know. They already heard the thumb story.
I know. But
Now I don't know
I'm
where this
standing
goes.
here
It could go in
watching.
a bowl. It could go in the pan. I have no idea.
It's going to go right in that great big pan.
Okay, and
But
I'll
we
kind
have
of
to
distribute
turn
it.
the heat on, actually. We didn't do that yet.
Okay. Just to explain, Linda was in the medieval feast at Peek and Peak a couple of years ago, and she kept her apron here.
Did.
It's got the Peek and Peak
And
feast
you,
logo.
I found yours
And
today.
yeah, this was a prop for kind of a little Nick Scott joke thrown in there, which Mr. Scott always appreciates when we
Maybe he'll start watching our
poke fun.
show.
Yeah, he'll be a fan of the show.
You probably will.
Do I turn both burners on? Because it covers both
It's sitting on actually 3 burners over there, Bob. That
Oh,
middle
wow.
one too. But put them all at the same,
Sure.
heat level. So one thing to know about Spain or Spanish rice, no matter what you put in terms of your protein, whether it's seafood or chicken or whatever you use, one thing is always consistent, and that is that you make your rice, you have your rice soak up the spices and the oil in the pan before you put your broth in there, just kind of like we were doing last week. And you can do that with any grain.
I'm throwing this meat in there, is that correct?
Yep. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. I didn't know which meat you were talking
Oh.
about.
Not the chicken, but the chorizo.
Yeah, the chorizo. So we're just going to get the chorizo kind of cooked a little bit to start. It gets some flavor in the pan. And that's always good. You just want to maximize all your flavor. I'm going to take you over here with me. Here.
Oh, very good.
just kind of throw it all in there.
Yeah, I'm trying to separate it a little bit.
Just toss it all in there.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, and then get a little spoon and stir it around a little bit. This only takes a second to get cooked
We're
up.
seasoning the pan in a way.
Totally. This pan is actually my son Zach's pan. He
Shout out to Zach. Thanks for the pan, Zach. Zach lived in a tent for 6 months.
True story.
Cook stuff like this. True story.
I don't know. He did. He cooked quite a few
Yeah.
really cool things, though.
And he had a bear that lived near him that he sighted and would have to hoist, you've seen it in movies, he had to hoist his food up every night so the bear wouldn't go after it. And he lived in a tent for 6 months. There was an Erie Times article about it.
Oh my gosh, that's right. There was
Wow, this smells
another.
good.
Doesn't that smell yummy? Well, now we're going to take it out. So that was quick.
Oh. Do we just throw it out then? I hope not.
I'm going to just scoop it out like that and put it on a plate. We're just trying to get some flavor in the pan. Get it cooked down a little bit. And we'll throw it back in there pretty soon. But
Okay.
now we're going to...
I'll get that.
Okay. Let you get that out. Gonna throw in some olive oil.
How much? Oh,
Oh, we can turn it down a little bit.
okay.
Just a little. We're just gonna throw some olive oil in there. And then we can throw our onions in. Here, do you want to hold the phone and I'll
Sure.
do this part. Oh, doesn't that smell good?
Yeah.
I already broke the rule that I said I wasn't going to break,
What was that?
that we were going to have everything measured before we started, so this is getting too hot. You know, this pan is a cast iron pan.
Yeah, once it heats up, I'm sure.
It is really great. It cooks really fast.
It's so big. It's like crazy.
So,
I wonder why. Maybe because they had to feed the whole chuck wagon or something. I don't know why they're so big.
I think this might, oh yeah. And I'm just tossing in some paprika. A little devil may care, but you can't mess it up too bad. I don't, as you know, I'm not a big measurer. This is such a great dish to do for a lot of people. I think it's super showy too, so for like a Christmas dinner or something like that, where you've got a lot of people. And the nice thing is it has to rest a little while before you serve it. So
Yeah, we have this all timed out so that we'll finish this. We'll keep it in the oven to keep it warm. And then by the time the cocktail hour is over, it'll be ready to eat. Is that the...
yeah.
Oh, that's the middle one, yes.
And if you want to give that a little bit more of a stir,
Sure.
and then I'm going to get some.
And if we have time, we are going to, I'm very excited about this, we're going to infuse some garlic cloves and show you how simple that is and how amazing it is, so that then the garlic can actually be spread on baguettes as a sort of appetizer. We'll go over to, I'm just chopping away at garlic.
Yep, just got a couple garlic cloves to go in. Ooh, those are nice and firm. Smell good. We kind of cheated today too, Bob.
Yeah, can I show them this?
Yeah, do it.
Again, I was asking opinions around some of the people at working, and Wegmans, I'll tell you, they hire friendly people. This is organic garlic. It's pre-peeled. It's clean as a whistle and very fragrant and a great texture, and actually comparable, if not even a little better than buying the cloves that you have to do a lot of prep work with. These are all washed and ready to use and pre-peeled. So pretty cool.
I just threw some garlic in there now that the onion cooked down a little bit. Can you smell that?
Oh, yeah.
And now we're going to put the chicken down in there. And that's going to give all that spice and flavor is really great for the chicken to get cooked in.
And these are just boneless, skinless thighs.
We're serving 6 people. And so I went a little extra with the meat there. I'm doing 10 thighs in here, but that ought to be plenty with all of the other ingredients.
Put it this way, it'll be gone by midnight. Too bad we don't have like smell-o-rama so you can smell how delicious this is cooking up to be. I'm showing the wall there. That's not there we go.
Really professional videography we got going today. Okay, so now the next step is after the meat gets browned a little bit, we're going to put the rice in there. But we want to let that meat get browned first. So while that's browning up, we're going to just measure out our rice. And you know, the way Mama used to do it was a handful of rice per person. But because we have such a big pan, and it's nice to have leftovers, and I'm figuring about a half cup per person. Then that way, you know, you have a little bit easier way to measure than just a handful of rice.
Oh wow, I didn't realize there was a little
Yeah, it has a little handy dandy.
open close it.
So, do you want to measure out 3 cups? And you can just pour that into here. Okay, and then I'm going to check on the meat.
Uno. Say it with me. Dos. Tres. Okay. Do I add water to this now?
No.
Nope. Okay.
Haven't I taught you anything?
My hair's all, look at that. I don't have to wash my hands. Touched my hair. My hair's clean.
We are, for those of you just joining us, we're making paella. And right now the chicken thighs are in there with some onion and paprika, garlic, olive oil. And we already cooked up some chorizo, got some flavor in the pan. Next we're going to throw the rice in there once the meat gets browned up a little bit. And then once that rice kind of absorbs up a lot of the fat that's in the pan, that is going to infuse a lot of flavor into the rice. And then while we're doing that, we're going to get the saffron going and put that into the broth. So you want to hold that? Or we could put it down, I guess.
Oh no, I'll hold it for now because while you're getting that ready, I'm going to show you. We're also going to put together somewhat of a charcuterie board before the dinner, and some tapas. And so I found a couple of nice cheeses from Spain. This first one is, everyone's heard of Manchego. I say that tongue-in-cheek because I didn't know what it was. But they have all kinds of different, this one's a mild one. And then this one is a wine-infused cheese from Spain called the Drunken Goat. Is it up? There it is. The Drunken Goat. And then the nice cheese lady at Wegmans told me that all of their almonds are, I don't know if all almonds come from Spain, but I got the Rosemary Marcona almonds to sort of put on the charcuterie board as well. And Linda turned me on to these Top Seeds crackers. They're not from Spain, but they're organic seeds, and the entire cracker is basically made of different kinds of seeds. This particular blend is sunflower, sesame, flax, and pumpkin. So, did you see? Oh, I keep talking about them and not showing them properly. And Linda's back here now. She's opening some broth.
I usually do a 2-to-1 ratio for liquid to rice or any grain. One of the recipes I looked at for paella said to put in 3.5-to-1. So I'm gonna go with my 2-to-1, and then if we need to add some, we'll always be able to do that. So right now, what am I at? I've got 2, 3.5, 4.5, 5. So there's 5 cups in there, and this is 3 cups. So I'm going to put in a little bit more, and we'll just kind of go from there. So yeah, we just want to do a little bit of preparation with the saffron. It's got to, I'm gonna use a pretty generous pinch, about that much, okay? And I'm gonna just put this right into my broth and let that dissolve in there. So that way, once it gets into the paella dish, it will be well distributed, and the color and everything will come through better.
Yeah, you can already see the yellow tinge to the broth that the saffron is causing. This little thing of saffron costs $2 million. Not really. It's expensive. It wasn't that much.
It was definitely not that much. But it makes a nice gift to bring home. What we always want to bring home is one of those big Serrano hams. Who did you show them the Serrano ham?
Oh, no. I'll show them that.
So, you know, we think of prosciutto from Italy is a salted, cured meat from Italy, prosciutto, and it's tender and such a delicious part of a charcuterie board. One thing that you may not have heard of is Serrano ham, which is similar. It's a similar process. It's a salted, cured ham, and the pigs that they get this jamon serrano from, they only eat acorns.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
So they have like a very particular diet. So, and also in Portugal. So when you drive through the countryside, you'll see all these groves of, trees, and those acorns that they produce are meant for the pigs.
I asked them to slice it for just thinking of the charcuterie, like maybe I said thin for a cracker, and actually it's a pretty substantial slice, and they put them all on separate sheets like this to keep them kind of separated and easy to work with, and 1/4 pound was 4 of these sheets, which is about 2 dozen slices. And it's rather like expensive compared to other meats, but again, for the amount that you would want to put on a tray, depending on the size of your party, it wasn't too bad. Trying to juggle everything, including budget but only the best. Only the best for my friends.
Come on over and check it out.
We're going to take a look at wait till you see the progress.
So we're getting to the point to throw the rice in there. This is 2 cups, right?
That is 3 cups.
Okay. And this might seem odd to just throw dry rice into a pan with, some meat like that, but we want it to, we're going to mix it around, let it soak up some of the oil that's in there. So I'm going to put a little bit more in there. The Spaniards love their olive oil. When I first got there, I had never seen olive oil before. And
When was this? The 50s?
All right. And that smell is so distinctive, but I had never heard of it or smelled it before. We always cook with corn oil and vegetable oil at my house. At least in that day, I don't even think you could buy olive oil.
What did you get? Like Mazola.
At the Super Duper.
Mazola at Loblaws.
So when I focus is here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to put this chorizo back in here now, too.
Spicy goodness.
And then we're also going to throw
Am I showing it? There we go. There goes the broth and saffron. Wow, and that steam just blasted up. Again, I'm going on and on about how good it smells, but I can't help it.
You see why we need a big pan, though?
Yeah, you do. Or a big metal bucket would probably work as well.
Okay, so now we're going to bring this to a boil. So I'm going to just raise the heat a little bit here so that we have it on 3 burners because this pan is so huge.
It's a center burner. It's not spanning the entire stove, but I'll show you the center burner there. You can see it. So there are 3 burners.
Yeah. And so everything's in there pretty much except for the peas and the roasted peppers. So we're going to let this come to a boil, and then once it comes to a boil, then we'll turn it back down, just like you do with rice. Because you've got to let it soak up all of that goodness. And while we're doing that, while we're waiting for all of that, you want to do the garlic infusion, garlic confit?
Yeah, I've been waiting for this. What's it
This
called?
is like the thing he's been most excited about. We should get these ready before though.
I'll do that.
Okay.
She's talking about the roasted red peppers.
We have some from Wegmans. We got roasted red peppers in a jar. They're whole. We're just going to take them out, chop them up a little bit. Actually, in slices is nice. They like to garnish with a lemon on the top too. It's kind of traditional. And then we're going to throw some frozen peas on the top once that gets cooked down better.
I didn't realize these were whole.
Yeah. So probably just 3 of them is good.
Okay.
You don't need the whole thing.
And slices.
Yeah.
Length.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we're just gonna slice them up. And then what was I saying? Oh, we're gonna do the garlic confit. So I said to Bob, it's really, how gaga I am about garlic. Well, there is a really cool idea my daughter gave me recently, and I had heard of it. I just never tried it. But you basically just take your whole cloves of garlic, which I'm going to show you right now while Bob's doing that. Oops, what happened to the jar? I'm not sure. Well, we'll just pretend in this for now.
It was just sitting here.
Oh, maybe I was efficient and put it in the dishwasher. No. Well, at any rate, what you do is just basically fill up your jar, your mason jar. I just have this little measuring jar at the moment, but you fill up your mason jar with your cloves of garlic. And I'm cheating today because Bob got me these already peeled from Wegmans, really fresh garlic.
I'm paid back now because I have whole tomatoes, or roasted red peppers, excuse me, that I have to slice. But it's pretty easy. Look at that. And they almost fall right into where you want to slice them.
You never used those before?
Never. I love roasted red pepper, but I don't, I just never think to ever cook with them.
You're very mild.
I don't ever think to cook, period. So this is changing my life as we speak.
True. Well, you're going to be eating this for a while. I hope you really like it. Well, you have a lot of people eating, so they'll eat a lot too. So that's a good amount. That wasn't a very big jar that you had. What was that, like a pint size?
Oh, here it is. I found it.
Oh, okay. So we're going to put them down in this mason jar. Again, you don't do anything to them. You don't have to cut them or chop them or smash them. Just peel them.
And put them in whole.
And put them in your jar. And then we're just going to fill up the jar with extra virgin olive oil.
Whoops, the lid's on.
Oops, I knew that. And until it covers, it's going to come right up to the top of where the garlic is.
And do we heat this then?
Yeah, you can heat it low and slow in about a 200-degree oven for a while. I have to actually look up the time, but I think it's, probably a couple hours. You would infuse it low and slow in the oven. You just stick it in there, and when it comes out, it's really...
Yeah, you can spread it on your baguette.
Right, so like if you're going to have garlic bread or, get you in there, Papa.
Hello.
And we have, I'm not a huge bread person, but you know what? In Spain, you gotta have a baguette.
They love el pan.
Pretty much.
Is it pan?
Pan.
Pan.
Pan. And so, we'll use this for the tapas. We'll use this for the dinner. We'll use this for possibly the garlic, the confit. So just kind of smash it.
This will go over big because this is a group of friends that we go out to dinner a lot, and they're all about the bread. They love the bread. So this will be a real treat for them.
So that's that.
Now do you put the lid on when you heat it in the oven?
I'm gonna have to look it up. I don't remember.
You don't want anything to blow up in the oven, that's for sure.
No, you do not.
It's my oven, so that's why I speak adamantly about that. So these are all done. What do we do with the...
Well, we kind of have to wait till the rice is plump.
Oh, okay.
And then once the rice is plump, we'll put the roasted red peppers on there, and we'll put the peas, and we'll cover it and let it cook kind of, about... Oops.
Yeah, we don't have much time left, so I want to make sure...
Boiling, so we're going to turn it down now.
I'm going to turn it down a little bit. When I'm done cooking, I like to curl up with a good book. And people don't read enough. This is kind of my commercial for education. People just don't read enough. So if you have time to sit down with a good book and read when you're done, it relaxes you after a stressful time in the kitchen. Although with Linda here, it's not stressful at all.
Okay. You're getting paid.
And we have a bunch of lemons.
Are you getting paid on the side for these advertisements?
I know, I'm advertising. Wegmans should give me like a free bag of Doritos or something. We have all these lemons. Oh, these are to sort of decorate the top, and
just
people
one.
can.
We just
oh,
need
just
one.
one. Okay.
And I think too, we're gonna probably sign off here pretty soon because, you know, it's getting long.
It is.
And it's going to take a little while longer for the paella to cook, but I'll take a picture and post it so that everybody can see it.
And I totally think that this is something, it's not difficult, and it's just really, really, to me, it's exotic. Like, especially,
smell good in here
yeah,
right now.
and I think our plan is to put the entire pan on. I have these neat little trivets that I bought someplace that open up like this, and if I put 2 of them down, they'll fit that whole pan, and maybe put the whole pan on the table just as a way to present it.
That's cool. Yeah.
To present it.
You know, one of the really cool aspects of paella, I don't know if you guys know this, but in Spain, when you get served paella, it has a nice little crust on the bottom because they let the rice, they cook it till just that last minute. They'll turn the fire up on it, and it creates this little lovely crust on the rice on the bottom.
Wow.
So it's just like perfection.
Sounds good.
Yeah, which we'll try to do that. I'm not going to make any wild promises, but...
Or we may wind up telling them, ignore the bottom of the paella. No, I'm just kidding.
Linda was trying to.
Linda was trying to make
She was trying to be fancy.
crust. Paella crust.
But really, you know, it seems exotic, but it's not a difficult dish.
It's not
It's
difficult.
actually very, very simple. I think the biggest part is having a big enough pan
Yeah.
and putting things in the right order. That's probably the biggest part.
Well, just be on the lookout for the biggest pan you can borrow or find, or, you know.
Yeah. This is a 17-inch.
17 inch. It's big. It's big. I wouldn't want to get hit with it. So,
You know.
I guess that's it for today.
That's it for today.
Muchas gracias and adios.
And make sure you go to the website, lindadsmith.com. Check out the recipes. I tried to write everything up for you. I included the flan recipe. And I also included, the tapas, what tapas we used. That's about it.
Fantastic. Okay. Thanks for watching.
Oh, I should give a little shout out. So I'm doing this cook-up. You know, I want to bring attention to home cooking. And ordinarily I'm doing just all whole foods. I'm not really doing these like fancy recipes. And this was just kind of a one-off, to be honest, in terms of actual cooking. But normally the Whole Foods cook-up is about prepping food, preparing really nutrient-dense food, preparing it so that you have it at the ready all week in your refrigerator. Because, like, wasn't it easy to cook up veggies this week?
Yeah.
Because all those veggies that we cut up, and he was able to have, you know, some fresh vegetables right there at the ready.
Her theory is great. It's such a time saver to get so much stuff done in advance and then bag it and put it aside, and then you what do you say, you something and bag it once and throw away once, clean up once.
Yep, one cook up, one clean up.
One cook up, one clean up.
Maybe two. Maybe two.
Maybe that'll be on your sweatshirt someday.
I hope so.
Be her catchphrase.
Yeah. And you know, these kinds of ideas, they're not difficult. They're just intention. It's just intention. And if you have the intention to improve your health, this is a game changer. This is what'll do it. And I hate to boil it down to eating more vegetables, but
it's important.
It's kind of important. Anyway, that's it for today, and hope you all have a great day. And go make that paella.
Paella.
Get into your Spanish. Bye, everybody. Here's the part. I can never remember how to get it. You would think I'd know by now. No.